You finally have a few minutes to sit down and work in your sketchbook, but you're staring at a blank page and you got a blank mind and you don't know what to do. I know because I've been there. I know how frustrating it is. It used to happen to me all the time, but today I'm going to give you 5 ways to fill your sketchbook. They're beginner friendly, they're easy, low pressure, and make sure you stick around to the end because I'm giving you my go-to list of ideas to beat a blank page so that never happens to you again. Thanks for being here, friends. I know your time is valuable, so let's jump right in. Aerial views are one of my favorite things to do in a sketchbook. The beauty of it is that it's super low pressure. There's hardly any detail in this. It's a top-down view, so it's two-dimensional. You don't have perspective, you don't have people, you don't have faces. There's nothing saying, oh, that's right or that's wrong. So it takes the judgment mind and eliminates it. We went swimming in the springs. I didn't take my phone, didn't have a camera, didn't take a picture. Looked it up on Google Maps, sketched it later. I absolutely love it. Here's an abandoned bank we used to ride my son's go-kart at on the weekends. And this gives you like a top-down view, bird's eye view of the track that we kind of used to run. I have pictures, but they're from this angle and you can't see the whole perspective. So there's no photo to compare this to. Therefore, I don't have to judge myself on it. Here's another one from a time at a coffee shop. I wanted to capture me sitting at this community table with all these strangers I didn't know. I was having coffee, I was eating my breakfast. It's just a really, really neat way to capture moments. This is one of my favorite aerial sketches that I've done. I've actually duplicated this again on larger paper. It's hanging up in our house, but this was the very first time we went scalloping. This is our boat, this is a friend's boat. And what I did is I wanted to capture how the boats were laying, what people were doing. And it's a really great way to like get that kind of vibe that a picture just doesn't do justice. A picture shows like one snippet of time. I feel like aerial view is kind of like it's like a summary sketch of kind of everything that happened that day. You can leave notes and moments. And, Nicholas was so happy he collected 3 scallops in one dive. And, it just, like I said, it's like a summary sketch. It gives you a low pressure way to remember some really cool times. This is one of my newfound favorites. So when I sketch a mundane object, I'm not precious about it. I knew going into this sketch that this was not going to be a masterpiece. I don't want a masterpiece of a sink. I just wanted to practice the lines and see what it looked like. Shoes on my feet on the couch. My perspective is janky, and that's okay. My shape isn't right, doesn't matter. What it did is it made me slow down. I even wrote it here. I slowed down and I observed it without judgment. And I was just saying, okay, what shape does this make? What shape does this make? I'm not saying, what does shoelaces look like? I'm going, does this line go up or down? Is it parallel or is it not? I'm thinking in lines and shapes, not things. Here's a lamp. First attempt, second attempt, third attempt. Second attempt was mostly blind contour. As you can see, the jankiness. Blind contour drawings are when you don't look at the paper and you only look at your object and you draw it without looking at the paper. Out of these 3, I actually prefer the blind contour the most. It has the most character, in my opinion. A doorway in my house. Boring. But when I sketched it, I got to practice perspective. I got to practice line work. No, these are not even. And no, it's not all straight. It doesn't matter. It's just a time for me to play, to study lines, shapes, shadows. That's it. Here is my feet. I wrote feet are weird because it was hard. But what I did do is take the opportunity to practice line work, attempt 1, attempt 2. You can see improvements in each one. I learned that's successful. The view from laying in bed, and the mess that is my closet. One of my favorite sketches in this book, just mundane, everyday stuff. Color blobs. They're therapeutic, they're creative, and they allow you to play. Don't know what to do? Swatch some colors onto a spread. This one, I used a little bit of lettering. This blob is little ink drawings and ink stuff in there that is just what I felt like drawing at the time. When I first got my watercolor set, I swatched all the colors into this book and I wrote the names. And as you can see, a lot of these, I spelled the names wrong and I didn't care because again, this is not a precious thing. I'm just playing. I wanted to see what the colors looked like on the paper. Here, I swatched the colors and then I drew little creatures. I used a white pen, I drew a turtle, I drew a half dog, half, I don't know, chicken thing, flowers, kind of whatever. And what this does is it trains my eye to look and search and see. It allows me to be creative. It allows me to be experimental. Here's one I'm currently working on. The other night, I didn't know what to sketch, so I grabbed some color and just threw it on a page. And I ended up drawing these cool faces in here. I personally don't feel like I'm great at drawing faces. I would have never drawn these faces had I not seen this kind of idea through this color blob. So these color blobs actually help me improve my skills because one, it taught me to look and to see things, right? To see the face in this space and to, start to capture it and be brave enough to try. Another amazing thing you can do is sketch found objects. So what this looks like is you don't know what to sketch, you have a few minutes, go outside in your yard, go take a walk, take your phone with you, look for things. Look for the dirty bird feeder in your neighbor's yard. Look at the way that your shoes look in the grass. Look for some neat trees, the power lines and the way that it was. Take a picture of it, bring it home, sketch it. That's what you do. Another great found object is leaves or plants in your house. Draw the different leaves, try different line work, try simple, try busy, see what you like. Take notes. What did it feel like? What did you like? I said this had lots of life. I wrote that this had too many lines. This was lifeless. Here's a boring one. I was behind a Target walking my dog after I picked up an order. I sketched it there, came home, colored it after. Another way that I like to fill up my sketchbook is by practicing things I'm not very good at. I am not very good at drawing people. I have a lot to learn. I have a long way to go, but it doesn't stop me from trying. Use your sketchbook to practice. Practice makes progress. Push through that ucky feeling of, ugh, I don't want to do this because I suck at it. You only get better by doing. So do more, get better. These people, I was in line at a DMV. I didn't make an appointment and I literally sat there for like 4 hours. Luckily, I had my sketchbook with me. I stood there holding my sketchbook in line and secretly sketched these people. This lady was pissed off, and you can tell by her kind of vibe, she was upset. He was enthralled because he had a phone and he was cool. This little kid had a stuffed toy. This couple, they were both on their phones, but they were kind of leaning into each other. Here's the full line of people. This is me. And I had to wait for this long. Hence, I had time to do this sketch. Here's some more practice, and it's not something I'm proud of, but I said here, portraits are not easy, but practice makes progress. I could draw one eye. Don't ask me to draw two. Again, use my sketchbook as a place to practice my weaknesses. Think in lines and shapes. I didn't go, how do I draw an eye? I said, okay, what shape does this bottom line make? Okay, this is not a circle. I went, okay, this is a little half moon and this is a little half moon. Think in shapes, not things. It's not about, I don't know how to draw people. It's, I haven't practiced that line work enough to where I'm confident in it yet. I'll get there, keep practicing, keep going. So now that you're feeling inspired, go get your sketchbook, grab my list of ideas to beat a blank page, the link's in the description below, and start carving out time in your day for you to fill your sketchbook, to play, to experiment, to do art. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like and make sure you subscribe. And if you're a little unsure on how to implement a sketchbook practice in your life, go watch this video. It will help clear things up. Until next time, stay sketchy.